Good night, St. Martin. Good night, and welcome to your favorite online internet program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to a very interesting program. We are trying our utmost best to get some guests to come in so we can discuss some issues that is happening, that is going around. I see that Mr. Rolex have sent a letter to the second chamber and also to the President of Parliament concerning this issue, what is happening. I also read a piece where a member of Parliament, George Pantaflet, is saying let us not lose focus on all that is happening. But good night to everyone. Call a friend, call someone, tell them to log on now, because your favorite internet program is on. And you know, I have to commend Rolex on the stance that he has taken in relations to all that is happening, all that is going on right now, because I must say that he's right in what he is saying. He seems to be the only one who's standing up and saying something, and then we got a member of Parliament saying let us not lose focus. The idea is not losing focus. The idea is that people want to know the truth behind this so-called bribery scandal and stuff that is going on, and we are not getting no one in a leadership position to say anything. Everybody is hiding behind the law and the law and the law. And I read a letter from a gentleman also on St. Martin News Network, you know, saying that the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister have lost, have lost points, have lost credibility in relations to this whole issue. I'll tell you what my concerns are. My concerns comes back and boils down to the same thing that I keep talking about all the time, which is leadership. I am looking for leadership in this country. That is what I'm looking for, leadership. And I've been listening to Lloyd program today, and a gentleman, I think my good friend Mr. Rumley, keep calling and talking about what is going on with our elected officials. And the young man is absolutely correct in relations to the Minister of Justice, Roland Duncan, and the connections that he have to the brothel. He's absolutely correct. You should not be in relations that have anything to do, right, with those sort of things. As a minister, you're supposed to stand above all of this. But you know, we seem to be living in a country where we have people that, because of our attitude as citizens, our attitude as the electorate, don't hold no one accountable for the things that they do. But we like to get into the personal lives and the melee mongering of everything. And this is the concern that I have. I'm saying to myself, if we continue like this, we're going to kept on being taken advantage of. That is my concern. We live in a society where everything just seems to just go on. Just not. There's no accountability for nothing. You see? But yet we want to talk about having a country. How we can have a country when those who we elect to represent us takes advantage of that position and do what they want and have no regard for the citizens of the country? Absolutely no regard whatsoever. Those are the concerns that I have. So I can understand why people are upset and why people are angry. We are asking for a sense of direction. We are asking for a sense of leadership. That's what we are asking for. And when we look around, right? We hear that Holland didn't expect us to do good. Holland didn't expect us to do well, but we are holding our own. So I'm asking the question, we are holding our own with what? What is it that we are holding our own with? Because people are crying in relations to their pocket, in relation to their standard of living, in relation to simply surviving on the island. So we are holding our own in relations to what? What is it that we are doing that have us holding our own? That's That's what I'm trying to figure out. And some point in time, our elected officials need to understand that the simple phrase of the meeting was fruitful, it's in the pipeline, the discussion was well, simply doesn't sell anymore. So we read today and we heard today on the news that President of Parliament Rudolph Samuel initiated a visit to G.E.B.E plant and this and that for the members of Parliament and this. And I'm asking the question, okay, yes, they had a visit to G.E.B.E plant, and what now? What now? G.E.B.E is the one is responsible for electricity and the one for the distribution of water. Good. Listen to me, Member of Parliament, President of Parliament Rudolph Samuel. Take them on a tour of the Dr. Martin Luther King School. Take them on a tour there. Carry them there. Leave them see, right, the ills. Leave them see the condition. Leave them see the facility of a school that is a public school. Leave them see it. G.E.B.E is a company that makes 22 and change million in profit every year. So G.E.B.E could take care of themselves. They don't have a problem. But carry them to the Dr. Martin Luther King School. And again, this is what people are talking about. They went on a visit to G.E.B.E and what? What is the purpose? What is the people of St. Martin getting from that? And this is what you guys don't seem to understand. You initiated a project to carry them on a walk-in visit to see G.E.B.E. So what? What is it in that G.E.B.E for us to see? What we are concerned about is the fuel prices and the cost of our utility bills from G.E.B.E. So what are you saying? That this excursion that they had at G.E.B.E now is going to facilitate and initiate their minds for them to lower the cost? No, because they are not doing anything. That's why people are upset, because we don't understand what our legislators are doing for us. We don't understand. We can't get it understand. Listen to the programs. So when the member of parliament said don't lose focus, we are losing focus, because there's no sense of direction. So if we are not to lose focus, what is it we should focus on? What is it should we focus on? What is it we should get our attention on? What is it we should be looking at? Good. Don't lose focus. Fine. Well, great. I understand what you're saying about Holland, and I agree with you, Member of Parliament, with Holland. Because yes, they want us to fail. And, okay, they want us to fail. So, I believe the letter that Rolex have sent to the President of Parliament and the second chamber is what we have. I wanted to come up on the screen so I can read it for the people, and we are trying to get him here. And this is a letter from Julian Rolex. As a citizen of the country St. Martin, I am approaching your good offices as chairman of our esteemed Parliament. The St. Martin Society has been shocked by a most graphic video on the internet in which MP Patrick Illich is seen receiving money from Mr. Jaap van den Heuvel, owner of Bada Bing. What this payment was for will be determined by the competent authorities in the Justice Department. During this video, the names of several high-ranking government officials were called. This video has been played thousands of times around the world and has gotten international attention. This is the point of extreme concern, as the entire St. Martin society is once again seen as an island filled with nothing but corrupt politicians and civil servants, nepotism, gangsters, and a non-functioning governmental system, putting the island in a negative light worldwide, which is far from the truth, as St. Martin, like every other society, has flaws and some bad apples, But most citizens are upstanding, decent citizens who go to work every day in an effort to support their family. It has now reached to the point that some Dutch politicians have requested the United States government involvement in St. Martin's situation. Mr. Samuel, it is clear that Parliament is consciously, I can't see the word well, is consciously or not decided to stay silent on this most damaging issue. Most saddening is the total silence of the opposition, which is neglecting its controlling role in our democracy. Sir, as you know, Parliament is responsible and politically accountable to the public and has an obligation to expose the facts where they present themselves. We are a young democracy who recently received our status as country and must show the world that we can govern ourselves in a good and in bad times. We must at all costs avoid the Dutch having again to see it fit to implement higher supervision on us, on the US government, or the US government, blacklisting our island, as that would be devastating to our tourism economy in general and our quality of life in particular. These shocking occurrences are common in all societies, but the way we respond to them will make it all the difference. Mr. Samuel, Parliament owes it to the public to shed light on this case by calling a public session, by bringing and questioning MP Patrick Illage, Mr. Jaap van de Hovel, owner of Bada Bing, Minister of Justice Roland Duncan, and Mr. Udo, Chief of Immigration, and others in a public session. This in order to enlighten the public, eliminate rumors, and assure the international community that government has this issue under control, and that the island is in safe and secure for our citizens and visitors. Mr. Samuel, the above can be done in a public session of Parliament or through a parliamentary inquiry. I surely do hope that perceived bureaucracy, technicalities will not be used to deny the proper functioning of highest legislative body of our democracy. What was done to get the facts surrounding the director of the post office, Mr. Denicia Richardson, Mr. Scott in the medical center case, can be done now. Looking forward to the public being duly informed on this issue. Humbly I close, Julian Rolox, citizen of country St. Martin, CI first Karma, second Karma, Minister Plastic. And I must say, and this is what I'm talking about, here we have a citizen of the country doing the right thing. He is correct. He's absolutely correct. And we as the population, we as the people, have to be shouting from the top of our mouth, from the top of our roof, saying that it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. Listen, let me say this, right? If we don't speak out about this issue now, there is nothing left for us in terms of a safe and controlled and a corrupt-free society from government. It wouldn't happen. Okay, we see what is going on right now also with Marcelo and his wife with the A-team and the scandal. I mean, these are people that have been investigated. These are people under investigation. These are people that have pay back 900,000 or something to the government, rip off this one, and they're getting these sort of jobs. You and I wouldn't get it. So do I feel for the person? No, I don't feel for them because they haven't done due diligence in terms of the individuals that they're hiring. But again, 70 people are out of a job. And if you times 70 by 2, that's 140 families who will find it difficult now to feed themselves, pay them bills, because they're out of work from since February, not being paid. And then the up party have the audacity to say that they are concerned. Why? Because again, I got to bring it back to Jules James. You wasn't concerned when he let 180 people out of job? Hypocritical nature that we have here in St. Martin. So you're concerned about 70, but you wasn't concerned about 180. It is called politics, St. Martin, and yes, the campaign has begun. So don't listen, make no mention about it. The campaign has begun. And I'm saying this to St. Martin people, please wise up. Please, 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 please wise up. The family vote and the friend vote and the I like this one vote, it doesn't work. Please, St. Martin, we cannot put these same jokers back into parliament, back into government. You have seen the results. You have seen their performance. You have seen what they have delivered. And again, it amounts to nothing. Thank you very much, St. Martin people. Take care of yourself. Good night.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, XSM Talk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.